Welcome to Through the Rough, a place where real-life people share the real-life experiences that have shaped us into who we are today.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Through the Rough. My name is Sam with
Lindsay.
and our good friend Drew. Drew, care to introduce yourself?
Yeah, Jay, just hanging out.
Drew.
Welcome, Drew.
We're going to talk about some life events that Drew's gone through. How old are you now, Drew?
I'm fucking 40, bro.
Are you 40? I knew you were close to me. I wasn't
know.
sure how close.
I'm
Yeah.
on your coattails there, Drew.
That's cool. My wife is too. You were my mentor up in my 30s. So
Me?
Sam, yeah.
Not a very
Oh,
good
man.
mentor.
Yeah. Well, you knew me at peak alcoholism.
And you know what's funny, Drew, is I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I had no fucking idea. I
Yeah.
had absolutely no idea.
Well, you were pretty in there too.
I wasn't an alcoholic. I guess I don't know. If you define it the way the medical professionals define it, I guess they'd say that I was.
Not necessarily. But it was you were toe to toe with me on everything we were doing together. It was fucking fun.
Oh
We
yeah,
had a lot of fun.
I
don't regret it one bit.
I had mentioned to Lindsay, we used to party, man. I'm like, and we partied in places that I didn't even fucking know existed. We were at some place where there's this bar, and all I remember is like it's on like a cliffside, and there's trees everywhere, and it was just really weird. And you didn't know anybody, but it was so much fun all the time.
That was that one in Council Bluffs, Cottonwood, I think.
I don't remember anything.
Dude, it was fucking out of the backwoods and the bluffs.
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly.
But
It was, we had a lot of fun.
we're going to get started with my good friend Drew, Lindsay, and myself on Through the Rough. And what we're going to touch on today is alcoholism and how something like that can creep up on you, bite you in the ass when you have no idea it's there. And we just explained here how I didn't even recognize the fact that Drew was going through an alcohol crisis in his life at the time. And I spent most of my time with him, yet I was oblivious to what was really going on. And kind of what we're hoping to bring to the audience eyes and ears is an awareness so that they can see, understand, and recognize these patterns and habits and what they can do or can't do or shouldn't do or should do to help that person who is going through that situation. And what I'd like to do is start from the beginning. So, Drew, 40 years old, right?
That's not the beginning.
But that's where you are now. So we're going to start at the beginning where you are now. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I grew up on a farm, small town Iowa. Always the awkward whatever kid, right? And you'll hear that story a lot with alcoholics, like outcast, lone wolf, never fit in. But that's not necessarily a descriptor of it's not a circumstance of alcoholism. It's just something that usually exacerbates the issue because there's senators that are alcoholics as well, right?
Yeah.
So it's I was doing that, throwing hay bales in the summer, just the normal farm kid shit. Didn't have a lot of friends, and then one day I just happened to be good at football. Who'd have thought? And some of the football players asked me to go drink with them after school.
How old are you?
For 15, 16. I think it was 16.
You were in high
16?
school.
Yeah, I was driving legally. Oh, it would have been 16. This place called Camp Kikaki.
Say what now?
Camp Kikaki.
Are you making
Camp
words up?
They made it up. It was just this little wooded spot down in a valley of this guy's cornfield that his dad had. We all ponied up down there. I drove my 84 Jeep CJ7 down there with the 4-banger, top speed 55 miles an hour going uphill and 75 miles an hour going downhill, 4-banger.
Couldn't get it stuck though, right?
No, exactly.
410 or 411 gear ratio
Yeah,
or
it was
something.
As
Yeah.
the female right now, what are we talking about? What kind of vehicle?
It's a Jeep.
Jeep.
Like
Okay.
think of the old army Jeeps in MASH.
Okay.
Yeah, except it was red with a gray rag top,
Yeah.
like
Nice.
cherry red. We drive back down to this little creek and we start drinking, and holy shit, it was awesome. It was like the veil was lifted.
What veil?
The haze that kept me from being able to interact with people in a way that I wanted to.
Lowered your inhibitions,
Yeah.
boosted your confidence.
Yeah, people were laughing at the jokes. I was funny. They they wanted to be around me. They were talking to me willingly.
Yeah.
I haven't been forced into it, and I felt pretty good. There was some other stuff too. Me and one of the older kids went to get some plant-like substances to bring back, and that was a good time too. And then a 14-year-old had to drive me home.
Plant-like substances as in
Weed.
marijuana or
Yeah.
mushrooms?
Marijuana.
I see.
I never did the mushrooms. If I was to relapse, it'd be like mushrooms, acid, like the hallucinogens. I would run that real hard. You'd find me in a jungle in South America pretty.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nothing but a loincloth, your face painted
Yeah.
with blood.
What is that?
I am one with nature.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweating.
Well, and then my parents knew I was going to do this, and they were pretty stoked about it too. My dad was a recovering alcoholic at the time as well. I think he had like 10 years of sobriety at the time, or 6 or something like that. Maybe 6, because he got sober when I was 10.
So does alcoholism run in your family then?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Me and my dad are the only ones that got sober. My uncle died from it. My grandpa and my great grandpa both had health complications from it. They didn't necessarily die from it, but
Like liver issues.
yeah, tit for tat kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then, so he's like, "Yeah, go have fun." I walked back. I walked in the front door after this 14-year-old drove my Jeep home. He didn't drink, because they were at least responsible. I was the only one that was actually hammered.
How old are you again?
16.
16?
16.
And you said this was your first time with
Yeah,
alcohol.
yeah.
So I'm assuming you got hammered pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, it was a blast. And
Beer.
then obviously the munchies had kicked in at that time too. So I laid on the floor in the living room with a bag of Doritos, and then ended up having a few of those and then getting nauseous and then puking and passing out. And of course, my parents, being the good parents they were, they just left me there. And the next morning, I peeled my face off that 1980s shag carpet that was in the living room.
What color was it?
It was like a mix of black, beige, blue, orange, yellow.
Wow.
The carpet, not
Yeah.
the vomit.
Yeah.
And it was like peeling Velcro, right? And then it was a instant. I'll never do that again. That sucked.
Yeah.
The what happened the night before wasn't worth the morning after. And that's one thing that alcoholics of my type always forget.
You say of your type. Do you mean, I'm a layman. There are different types of alcoholics.
Yeah. There's the real alcoholic. No circumstance can get him sober. There's alcoholics that drink because of circumstances, triggers ending in a Y, any day ending in a Y as a reason to drink. There's binge drinkers. They won't drink for 2 or 3 months, but the second they touch it, it's off to the races. And that's an allergy thing.
What do you mean, an allergy thing?
Well, it's a physical allergy. The manifestation of the allergy to alcohol is that I want more. So like if you were allergic to strawberries and you eat some strawberries, your allergic reaction would be your throat swells up, you get hives, your face gets red. That's the physical manifestation of that allergy to strawberries. Where in my case, the physical manifestation of my propensity to alcohol is that I want more.
Okay.
And you see that as a physical and not a mental?
Yeah, it's a physical
Or a chemical?
Well, yeah, because there's been multiple situations in my life where I wanted to do nothing but stop drinking that night, and yet I didn't.
No shit.
Yeah.
Even if you wanted to, you physically found it difficult to refrain.
It was literally, I was incapable.
Describe to me what that feeling feels like.
Shitty.
But really, like,
Yeah.
what does that feeling feel like?
It's not a good type of surrender. Like it's when you give up, like when there's no fight anymore and you just have to do it.
It's like that?
Yeah.
Like full submission?
Did you?
Yeah.
Full ownership? It literally
took
like,
over.
Yeah.
Yeah, my impression of this is now it owns you and it's acting through you.
Exactly.
Is it in like physically, did you feel like just this overwhelming craving that you needed it in your body?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes, especially like the day after, that's when that part would happen where you would like need it. I need like I felt like shit until noon at work, and then after 12:30 rolls around, I'm already trying to think about how I'm getting wasted that night, and but like trying to think of a good example. My last drink. So I had this job. I was painting lines on the roads. Great job for a drunk, right?
Wait, are you the guy who's seen all the memes?
Yeah, exactly.
You had one job.
I'm driving that truck, painting lines on the roads. and I had to be to work at 4:30 in the morning on 480 on an interstate here in town, and it was like the interstate right by downtown. So it's
Yeah, it's
Yep.
busy.
well, 10 o'clock rolls around at night. Of course, I'm drinking already. The thought comes, well, I should probably have finished this 6-pack and go to bed. I got to be up at 4, right?
I should set this aside and go to bed. I should finish this.
Yeah,
and go to
Yeah,
bed.
yeah. Well, and then I get a call from the gal I was hanging out with at the time. Hey, we're at Ralston Kino. You should come by. They got quarter wings and dollar pitchers or whatever. Like, well, I shouldn't. I got to get up for work, but I'll go to have a couple. So, drunk already, drive to Ralston Kino. And I'm there till like midnight, obviously drinking more. On the way home, same thought process. I really got to go to bed. I got to be up in the morning. I knew it was like my last straw because the boss already had the conversation. Like, hey, I could smell you from across the shop. Do you have a problem?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm driving north on the road right next to my apartment complex, and it's left to go to the apartment complex and right to go to the convenience store. And I just turned right. There wasn't a thought there. I just physically turned the vehicle right, got out, went inside, got a 6-pack of Tall Boys, and left. And then went back to my apartment, got on my computer, turned on a game or whatever. I remember looking at the clock very vividly. It was 3:21 in the morning.
Alright.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So what's a good drunk do is he starts getting ready for work. Shut the computer off. Go into my walk-in closet. Put the shirt on. Put the pants on. I put the sock on, and then something happened in between putting that sock on and the other sock on. Something pushed me over because I fell over in my walk-in closet and I passed out. And I woke up at like 10, right?
Yeah.
8, 10, something like that. Obviously late for fucking work. Multiple calls from the boss. Where are you? What's going on? And then I called him back. Hey, luckily it was a message. He didn't answer. Probably because he was busy doing my job. Hey, I'm going to go back to AA.
How old were you?
At the time? 23?
23.
No, 25. I was 25. Because you and I were doing our shit between like 22 and 25. Hanging out then. Yeah, because I've been sober since then.
And when you said in your message to your boss that you're going to go back to AA, had you tried going to AA before this?
But yeah, I went to college and fucked all that off at my parents' financial expense and picked a college that had a 7-to-1 girl to guy ratio and a wet campus because that was going to be fun, right? And no scholarship, no nothing. Spent all my graduation money and then transferred colleges after that because I had a 0.4 GPA first semester.
Jesus.
So you just never went
It's
to
even
class.
below.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I managed to get up to like a 1.7 by the second semester, but then I transferred to some bullshit community college that was like further away from home.
Yeah.
Ended up setting a bunch of dumpsters on fire in the first month I was there, and then went to jail. And
Really?
yeah, grandma bailed me out.
Was alcohol involved?
Well, yeah.
Touch base on this little experiment.
Huh?
Touch base on this little alcohol.
Oh yeah,
fire.
dude. So I get out to community college, and we were in like apartment dorms, which was super dope. And we had a first floor, so I had to navigate stairs, which was real nice as a drunk. And God, I was drinking 3 30-packs every 2 days of Miller High Life.
Jesus Christ.
And probably
That's a testament
yeah,
to your
probably-
liver.
I feel
That you're still alive.
3 30-packs a day. No, every 2 days, so 45-ish.
Yeah.
And then there was always liquor too. And there was one day for the UNI Iowa game, we got up at like 8 in the morning and started drinking. And I think that we were counting on a shirt that I had. I think at the end of that day, I had like 127 drinks.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like that. Well, those 2 Always Sunny in Philadelphia episodes.
Yeah.
Bog.
Wayne Boggs.
Yeah. We were doing that, and I had 127 at the end of that day.
Jeez.
And you were
Mm.
still
Fuck,
standing?
were you
and-
still? Yeah. How are you still
functioning?
standing?
This is bred for this shit.
Oh my God. So after your first drink at 16, did you pretty much, that was it? You just never
No.
stopped after that?
Well, no, I stopped. I
eventually.
stopped.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. And one of the things that really sets me into this is like there's some things in AA that are like precursors. Like if this happens, you're probably alcoholic, or if this happens, you're probably alcoholic. One of them is we as alcoholics We cannot bring into our consciousness with sufficient force the memory of the suffering and humiliation of even a week or a month ago. We were without defense against the first drink. So I can't think about how bad it was yesterday, last week or last month, because there's a block there, whatever. And as a result of that, I'm always going to say, yeah. And then there was we had an early out at school. We get out at 11:37. Some dudes that I barely hung out with came flying out of the high school, and I just happened to be there. And it was, hey, Chugga, you want to go drink? And it was just an immediate yes. There was no thought of what happened.
So when you woke up hungover and you're like, I don't want to do this again, that was completely gone.
There was no thought of that. It was just, yeah. And then we went, and I got in the back of their Jeep. It was one of those old school, it was those old school box style, like an XJ Grand Cherokees.
Yeah.
Middle of a cow pasture, and lost my keys to my Cutlass out there. Got dropped off at my dad's place at the farm. He's looking at me like, you're fucked up. Yeah. Where's your car? I lost the keys. Let's go. And he made me walk through that cow pasture for like 3 hours looking for my keys when he had found them like 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
You're just trying to teach you a lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, I didn't stick, but
He tried.
Yeah. He tried.
Was your dad at that time? Was your dad drinking?
No, he was sober.
He was clean.
Yeah, he was sober. Yeah, and thank God for that too, man. Because if we ever had a chance to team up in our alcoholism, it would have been a bad deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and that was drink 2, right? And then from then on, it was more like I spent like 3 weeks visiting colleges for football, just so that I could drink with the football players. Like I knew I wasn't going to go to their shitty fucking college.
Yeah.
But it was a party every fucking night. So why not? Plus my parents were all about it because, here's my big shot son going to all these college visits. Take the 1984 Pontiac 4-banger and the car we literally don't care about and take off and do things. And I did. And that car survived a lot of shit.
Do you think like today, like reflecting back today with your experience, your knowledge, and I'll even use the word wisdom with your the previous that led you up to where you are today. Do you ever think that perhaps some of the catalysts to this was the dopamine rush of a social aspect, like fitting in? And if that wasn't such an important aspect to you at that time, that you probably wouldn't use alcohol as a catalyst to obtain that dopamine?
To a point.
Yeah.
That's to a point. There was a lot of times where I just drank by myself to oblivion.
Well, that's later down the road, though.
No, not necessarily.
But you got started.
Yeah, there's a lot of times.
You fit in. People were laughing at your jokes.
Yep.
And the second time you're talking about partying with football players, you felt important.
Yep. And then at college in Indianola, a couple buddies of mine, they had met this nurse that was a meth head, and she was fronting them weed. Because that was the best thing to get in college, because alcohol was hard, right? So she was fronting them fucking pounds of weed.
Yeah. Pounds?
Yeah, and we all knew our codes to our dorm rooms, and they were just the push-button fucking codes. And so I'd go in there, and I'd steal like half an ounce and just go to my room. And I stayed up for 72 hours doing nothing but smoking weed.
And you stayed awake for 72 hours?
Yeah. By myself, in my dorm room, pissing in a fucking 2-gallon Gatorade jug.
You didn't even walk down the hallway to go to the bathroom.
Just high as a kite, playing video games. Yeah, not doing a damn thing.
Do you think that if you didn't have your first experience with that group of guys drinking, you would have eventually started drinking on your own?
Well, yeah, there's always a catalyst.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens when you're 8.
8?
Yeah, I know people that started drinking when they were 8.
8 years old?
Yeah.
8.
You want to talk about some sad stories, dude?
Holy shit.
Yeah, like
that's
trauma,
sad.
abuse, all that shit.
How do you turn to alcohol at 8? How do you even
when
know
you-
what alcohol is?
When you have to.
When everything is so bad, that's the only thing
Yeah.
to get you away from it.
Extreme
yeah.
circumstances, like extreme circumstances of abuse, both physical and mental, extreme circumstances of just living circumstances, right? Homeless, whatever. 8, 12, 15. It usually happens before the age of 18, 20.
Yeah.
But there's also people that, his name's Charles. I don't think he took a drink until he was like 25, 30. But once he did, it was fucking game on. And that's the big conundrum, right? If you never drank, would you ever get drunk? Or like, would you know? And that's a debatable aspect to it. Like, if I never had a drink, would I be alcoholic? Well, it's kind of a chicken before the egg
Yeah.
Yeah.
conversation.
It's like an answer that you don't know.
Yeah, I think some of the other aspects, like the selfishness and whatnot, would still be exhibited. But as far as like the chaos that is alcoholic life, I think that that would eventually work its way out,
Yeah.
manifest. It can be real gnarly.
Yeah.
So
Like-
with that being said, I'm going to throw my first question at you. What events or influences in your early life led you toward that party hardy lifestyle?
Camp Kikiki, bro.
Yeah, Camp Kiki.
I was the in crowd.
Yeah, elaborate on that.
I was in it, dude. The girls wanted to hang out with me. I was not alone anymore.
People wanted to hang out with you. Why?
Fuck.
That's one of the things I tried to explain to Lindsay. I'm like, when you meet Drew, I'm like, he is a very charismatic individual with a big boisterous personality. I'm like, that's one of the things that draw you to him is he has a big boisterous personality. He's got
Yeah.
high energy.
Did
Yeah.
you?
But I never correlated that at all with you drinking though. And like,
Yeah.
how fucking blind am I that I couldn't see that?
It's not your fault.
How does one recognize that?
Well,
How does
what was-
one recognize that?
Like-
What was the first part of the question? You asked two questions there. The first one was, what led me to the party hardy lifestyle?
Yeah, what led you
Ba-
to the
basi-
party hardy
It
lifestyle?
was that veil being lifted. Finding the catalyst, which was alcohol. It's like, okay, well, if I drink, I'm normal,
It,
right?
It kind of gave you confidence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Remove the inhibitions. Made me who I felt like I wanted to be. It turned me into that, which was dope. And I ran with it, right? Despite the circumstances on the other end, on the tail end.
Yeah.
And then how does one recognize it? It's hard to when everybody's doing the same thing, right? And that was part of our deal was you and I, as we were just partying, bro.
Yeah.
We were just fucking in our 20s and 30s, just ripping it, having a good time, right? As
Yeah,
any person in their 20s and 30s should do the shit that me and Sam did in our 20s and 30s. And I say 20s and 30s because he was in his 30s and I was in my 20s.
Just got to my 30s,
Yeah,
but it was pretty. We did have a lot of fun, but
Yeah, dude.
again, I have to be honest that for me, I wasn't looking outside of my own box. I wasn't looking outside of my own windows. I was looking directly in front of me. For me, it's like, man, I'm so bored. I want to go do something. What can I go do? Let's go party. For me, I wanted to go meet girls. And you, with your big boisterous personality, was great to be around because you just attracted flocks of people. And it was almost like I was riding in your backpack, being introduced to all these people. Hey, hey, hey. Well, Drew was striking up these crazy conversations with everybody, which gave me an opportunity to meet more people, still socializing, drinking, you know. But I never put the two pieces together. Like an outside perspective, let's say you're I don't know, like a teacher, right? And how would a teacher or a friend, even me, what steps could have I taken to recognize the fact that it was alcohol that was essentially driving you to make the decisions that you were making that I was piggybacking?
It's again, it's really difficult. It's usually when you notice that the moral compass is starting to slip
Okay.
and they're starting to make decisions that benefit only themselves. And there's literature that says we can exhibit both traits, good and bad. Like I'm willing, as an active alcoholic, I'm willing to treat you graciously and kindly and honestly in order to get my way. I'm also going to step on you, lie to you, and demean you. And I could be doing both those things in the same.
Without the person ever really correlating or putting those dots together.
It's manipulation to like 700 class, right? And it's like a survival learn because I gotta get what I need, and if somebody's in my way, I'm gonna get it.
And these mechanisms that you're talking about, these were essentially developed and refined over the process.
Yeah, or
Of-
10
of-
years of drinking.
Yeah, of becoming a full-fledged alcoholic.
Yeah, because you got to learn to hide and manipulate because nobody can, because there's the shame build up, right? Nobody can know how bad I am or how horrible of a person I am. Nobody can know my past. I meet these cool people and I want to treat them right, but God damn it, I'm not getting everything I need. So now I have to start cutting edges out of their relationships so that I can be satisfied and feel whole. And it's this constant trying to plug the hole that
Yeah.
exists. And through social, through alcohol, through sex, money, relationships, status. Like my uncle, he was an alcoholic, just like me and my dad. Terrible. But that dude was the man. He was on the only other team in my high school's football team that went to state. And we
Okay.
went to state and won. And for football. 2003 go Trojans. Whoop. Fuck Harlan. And
He'll never dies in
yeah,
this.
right. Well,
I thought you grew up in Harlan.
no. I grew up in Atlantic, Iowa. Harlan was our rivals.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
okay. So I don't know why, but I've always thought you were from Harlan, Iowa.
Oh, no.
I remember Atlantic, but I for
Mhm.
some reason I always connected you with Harlan.
No, they were the rivals, and we beat them. It was great. It was great when they land the helicopter on the field
Yeah.
before the game.
Oh, wow.
There's 10
I don't
I've
know
never seen
anything
that
about
because
Harlan.
there's 10,000 people in a stadium that holds 2, and it's on news.
Yeah,
That
big
was,
deal.
That was our game. Our
Yeah.
last regular season game was us and them, because whoever won went to state. But anyway, what was I talking about?
Your uncle.
And
Beast. He was
what state?
he's
Yeah.
6'4", gorgeous, right? Massive dong, whatever.
They called him the horse.
He got into IT in the 80s, 90s.
Yeah, back when it was.
He got into networking and started working for Principal Insurance and got on the board there. And then he started cashing checks, right? He died of alcoholism.
How old was he? Do you remember?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
knocking on my door. That's not that
Right.
old at all.
Yeah. He got drunk.
Fuck, it's that old from you.
Yeah.
No.
No. I think about that shit, dude. He got drunk, fell down, hit his head, went to the hospital. They misdiagnosed him. And then he went home, got drunk more, and just died of a brain bleed on the couch.
No shit. How old were you?
Was I?
Yeah, how old were you? He was about 50.
I was probably 36, 34.
Oh,
No,
wow.
No, it was a while ago. It was like 10 years ago.
So you about 30.
Yeah.
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 right,
Yeah.
right in the around that window.
Yeah. But he was the dude, man. He
How
had
did
a-
that
it
affect
fucked me
you?
up. I was driving for work because I was working late. My dad called me. He's like, Rick's dead. I fucking pulled over on the side of the road immediately and just lost my shit.
Did you know or recognize the fact that he was an alcoholic?
Oh
at
yeah,
that
we
time?
both did. Me and
Yeah.
my dad both. We
Was it
both
open
tried to-
discussion?
we both tried to help him, and his problem was he had all this status and money. I mean, he died with like 5 to 10 million in the bank, you know, like the fucking 40, 60 acre land south of Des Moines, Iowa, with like a 6-bedroom, 7-bath house with a horse track and all this
Wow.
other shit.
No kidding.
4 kids and a wife, and couldn't stop drinking. When he went to treatment, he was always in there with fucking crackheads and meth heads, and he's like, I'm not one of these people, which is fair
True.
estimate.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's different,
Yeah.
but it's still the same.
Yeah, but when you're new, you don't know that shit.
Yeah.
And you're going to compare your insides to somebody else's outsides,
Yeah.
vice versa. And he could never stick with it because of that. And then it fucking killed him.
Do you think, kind of touching on like rock bottom, like he never hit a rock bottom to really,
Well, there's people like that I think they're incapable of hitting it. They've built up such a life around them where rock bottom's death.
yeah,
Unless for some grace from God, he comes in and saves him.
yeah,
Like my dad talks about hitting his knees in the barn in the dirt and asking God for help, and then feeling the presence of God and, you know, kind of go in and through him. And he's been sober since. Right? I've had mild experiences like that too, where it's like when you actually give up, but not give up in a
When
a
you're
surrender.
okay.
You don't surrender to it.
yeah. When you're broken, when you finally realize you're done fighting the thing that you've been fighting your whole life,
Yep.
and you just have to give up to it to go somewhere else. It's like, why try to walk down the shitty dirt road on your left that you've been doing for so long when you can see the highway?
Yeah,
You can see the
Yeah.
highway, but you're like, fuck that. I got to do my own thing.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's stubborn, arrogant,
Yeah, that's where a lot of it is, man. It's just like, man, I really like what I'm doing.
pride,
And it's a
ego.
delusional lie
Yeah.
based on ego. Yeah, exactly. And that's where it all stems from. So it's like, I fucking gave up, man. When I woke up on the floor in my apartment, I knew I was done. I can't explain much anything other than that, but I knew I was done drinking for the rest of my life.
Is that the one, the where you're supposed to be to work at 4,
Yeah.
you woke up at 10?
Yeah.
Is that the defining moment for you? That was your eye opener?
Yeah.
That changed, like you
Yeah.
changed your life from that moment on?
Yeah. Well, and it took a little bit, but I was sober since I woke up, right? I woke up sober, but I just knew I was done. There was nothing that anybody could have done to get me to drink again. And God's grace just fucking filled me up and took it away for the time being. There's a time limit in that, right? It's like I'm gonna take this from you, Drew, but you got to do some shit in the
On your
meantime.
own. Yeah, you're still responsible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a time limit here. So what are you gonna do? And I had this dude, his name's Matt K. So at this point in time, I'd been drinking 3 years after being in AA for 2.5 years. I was in AA for 2.5 years after setting all those dumpsters on fire in community college, going to jail. That it was in AA for 2.5 years, left because fuck this. The reasoning was I never had a legal drink because I got sober at 19 at first, and at 21 relapsed between 21 and 25. That was part of our deal. Drink. And it was a shit show. And then there was nothing left after that. And for some reason, I kept that dude's number in one of those bullshit 3-drawer plastic fucking deals that every bachelor kid has from college. The 3-drawer plastic deal.
Yeah.
You know,
Those little Tupperware fucking.
you set something on top of it, the whole thing falls apart. It's got
Yeah.
the one wheel missing. And I kept his phone number in that through all that 5 years of me fucking around in Omaha, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in Joplin, Missouri, right?
Yeah.
Just trying to find myself. And I called him and he said, well, there's a meeting tonight, but I won't be there, but I'll meet you for coffee tomorrow. This was Friday. So I went to Friday meeting at the Bellevue University that I've been to in the past, and I didn't do shit the whole day. I watched Bleach.
Yeah.
I started a Bleach binge that day.
Were you fired?
Great show. by
Oh
the
yeah,
way.
definitely fired.
Love that show.
Me too. I started episode 1 and finished all 300 whatever
What?
in like 3 weeks. 'cause
Jeez.
I was
Oh
unemployed.
my God.
Because I was unemployed, and I
Uh,
had this thrift store love seat that I just curled up on and watched Bleach over and over and over and over again, and watched all of it because every episode's a cliffhanger. So
Yeah.
you got
what is bleach?
I think I've been at it for about a year and I'm 14 episodes in.
just skip the side arcs.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. So meeting's at 7:30. I'm living on 120th and Dodge. Oh, my Jeep Grand Cherokee is a burnt up pile of shit in the parking lot of that apartment complex.
Let's have that discussion too, because
Because
I have
in
a
my
faint memory.
alcoholism, I got sober in May 7th, 2010. January of that year, I got a DUI, like 2 blocks from my apartment. In the wintertime, for the job I was doing, painting lines, couldn't paint lines in the winter, so they had us do surveying on the interstate of head-to-head lane closures. So basically, we just drove through once every hour, fix shit that got broken. Well, one night, I'm looking at my Jeep. It's $450 a month. It's $150 a month in insurance. Fuck this thing. And I set it on fire, thinking I wouldn't have a payment anymore.
I'm assuming you were drunk at the time.
No, I was sober.
You're sober.
Sober. But that's kind of delusional thinking that happens in an alcoholic, sober or not, right?
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to stop by throughtherough.net to check out our latest episodes, merchandise, and hit that donation tab to keep content coming. See you again next week.